Let's get into it. Attraction isn't subtle when it's real. People think it is, think it's all mystery and mixed signals and do they or don't they. But that's usually not attraction. That's usually anxiety, confusion, ambivalence. Real attraction shows up clearly, obviously, consistently in how someone looks at you, how they find reasons to be near you, how they engage, in how they remember details, how they show up when you need something, how they create opportunities for more contact. And real attraction is effort, visible, tangible effort, not perfect effort, not flawless effort, just consistent effort. They text back, they make plans, they follow through. They ask questions, they listen, they care about your answers. They make you feel interesting, not just interested in them. That's real. That's not games. That's not breadcrumbing. That's someone genuinely drawn to you and not hiding it. So when we talk about someone being deeply attracted and about to make a move, we're talking about that kind of attraction, the real kind, not the I think they might like me, but I'm not sure kind. The they're clearly into me and building towards something kind. The kind where you can feel the shift, the building, the momentum, where interactions are getting more frequent, more intimate, more intentional. That's different than crushing on someone from distance, different than hoping someone notices you, different than waiting for someone to suddenly realize you're perfect for them. This is about someone who already sees you, already notices you, already wants you, and is working up to making that known explicitly. That's the energy. That's what's building for some of you. And so let's talk about what that looks like specifically. You might notice someone's suddenly more present in your life, not aggressively, not invasively, just there. They're showing up in your spaces more often, your social circles, your regular spots. Could be coincidence, could be calculated, probably calculated. People who want proximity create proximity. They find reasons to be where you are, to attend what you attend, to join what you join. They're strategic about it, not stalker level, just intentional. They want access, want more time, want more chances to interact. So they engineer situations where that naturally happens. And from outside, it looks organic, but it's not. It's planned. They've been thinking about you, wondering about you, wanting to know you more, and they're creating opportunities for that without being obvious about it. That's attraction in motion. That's someone building foundation before making their move. Because smart people don't just confess feelings out of nowhere. They test first, they gauge interest, they build connection, and, and then they make their move from solid ground instead of thin air. You might notice conversations getting deeper, moving from surface to substance, from small talk to real talk. They're asking questions that matter about your past, your dreams, your fears, about what you value, what you want, what you're building toward. They're not just making conversation, they're gathering information, learning who you are, what matters to you, what would matter to you in a partner. They're figuring out if there's compatibility, if there's alignment, if there's possibility, And they're revealing themselves too, sharing their own depths, their own truths, creating reciprocal vulnerability, creating intimacy through disclosure. That's intentional. That's them building bridge between you, trying to see if you can meet them at depth, if you want to, if there's chemistry beyond physical, because physical attraction is easy. Intellectual and emotional attraction, that's rare. And when someone finds all three in one person, they pay attention. They move carefully, they build deliberately. That's what you might be experiencing, someone building towards something real, not rushing, not forcing, just creating space for connection to deepen organically. And you might notice them testing boundaries, not in violating ways, in exploratory ways. They touch your arm when they talk to you, brief, casual, seeing how you respond. They stand a little closer than necessary, seeing if you step back or stay. They make comments that could be interpreted as flirty, um, seeing if you lean in or deflect. They're reading your signals, your comfort level, your receptivity. Because making a move when someone's not interested is awkward at best, humiliating at worst. So they're checking. Is there mutual interest? Is there openness? Is there possibility? And if you're responding positively to these tests, if you're matching their energy, that's green light, that's encouragement, that's them feeling safer to escalate. But if you're not responding, if you're neutral or pulling back, they'll probably slow down, reassess, maybe not make a move at all, because rejection hurts and people avoid it when they can. So your responses matter, your signals matter, your energy matters. If you want them to make a move, you need to show receptivity. Not chase them, not make it easy, just show openness, show possibility. That's enough. That's invitation without desperation. And you might notice them talking about future, not our future explicitly, just future in general, with you included. We should check out that restaurant. You'd love this band. We should go see them. Next time we hang out, when we do this again, casual future references, creating assumption of ongoing connection. That's not accidental. That's them testing if you're thinking future too. If you agree, if you engage with those future projections, you're signaling openness. If you deflect or change subject, you're signaling no. They're listening for your response, adjusting their approach based on it. If you're enthusiastic about future plans, they're getting bolder. If you're non-committal, they're getting cautious. Your energy is informing their strategy. Your receptivity is determining their timing. They're not moving blind. They're moving based on what you're showing them. So if you want them to make a move, show them it would be welcomed. Not guaranteed to work out, just welcomed. That's the signal they need. You might notice them showing up for you. When you need something, they're there. When you mention something, they remember. When you're struggling, they offer help. When you're celebrating, they show up. They're demonstrating care, demonstrating reliability, demonstrating that they're someone who shows up. That's courtship. Old school courtship. Proving through action that they're worth considering, that they'd be good to you. Not through grand gestures necessarily, through consistent small ones. They bring you coffee the way you like it. They remember your schedule. They check in when you mentioned you had something hard happening. They offer to help with things without being asked. They're inserting themselves into your life as helpful, positive presence. That's attraction manifesting as care, as service, as attention. And if you let them do these things, if you accept their help, if you appreciate their presence, you're signaling that their efforts are landing, that you see them, that you value what they're doing. And that encourages them, emboldens them, moves them closer to making their move explicit. And now let's talk about the actual move. Because all of this building, all this testing, all this creating foundation, it's leading somewhere. It's leading to explicit declaration of interest. And that can look different depending on the person, depending on confidence level, depending on risk tolerance. Some people are direct. I'm attracted to you. I'd like to take you on a date. Clean, clear, unmistakable. No room for misinterpretation. That's ideal. That's mature. That's someone who knows what they want and isn't afraid to ask for it. But not everyone operates that way. Some people are more tentative. Would you want to grab dinner sometime? Just us? Still clear enough, still invitation, still putting themselves out there, just with slightly more cushion for potential rejection. Some people are even more indirect, almost too indirect. I really enjoy spending time with you, waiting for you to respond, to clarify, to define. That's someone who wants you to help them, to make it easier, to share the risk. That's less ideal, but it's still a move, just a softer one. And how you respond to these different approaches matters. And if someone's direct with you, match their directness. I'm attracted to you too. Yes, I'd like to go on a date. Or I appreciate you being honest. I don't feel the same way, but I respect you asking. Clear response to clear ask. That's respectful. That's mature. Don't make them guess. Don't leave them hanging. Don't be ambiguous when they weren't. They took the risk of being clear. Honor that with clarity in return. If someone's indirect, you can stay indirect or you can clarify. Are you asking me on a date? Because if you are, my answer is yes. Or I enjoy spending time with you too as friends. You get to define, you get to clarify, you get to set the terms. Don't let ambiguity linger if you know how you feel. That's not kind. That's not protecting them. That's just avoiding. Be clear, be honest, be direct about what you want. If you're interested, say so. If you're not, say so. If you're unsure, say that too. I'm not sure how I feel. I need time to figure that out. That's honest. That's fair. That gives them information to work with. Better than maybe that means nothing. Better than I don't know that never resolves. And now let's talk about what happens after the move. Because someone expressing interest is just beginning, not ending. Interest is easy. Maintaining interest through getting to know each other, that's where it gets real. Attraction can fade, chemistry can be misread, compatibility can be absent despite attraction. So the move, the confession, the ask, that's just opening the door. Walking through the door, seeing what's inside, deciding if you want to stay, that's the actual work. Don't confuse someone being interested with someone being right for you. Don't confuse attraction with compatibility. Don't confuse chemistry with character. All of those things need to align for something real to develop. Just because someone likes you doesn't mean they're good for you. Just because you're attracted to someone doesn't mean you should pursue them. So when someone makes their move, when they express interest, when they ask you out, that's information, that's data, that's one piece of a larger puzzle. But it's not the whole puzzle. It's not the answer. It's not the conclusion. It's an invitation to explore, to discover, to see if there's substance beneath surface. And you explore consciously, carefully, with eyes open, not cynically, not suspiciously, just aware. Aware that attraction is just a starting point, that interest is just potential, that someone wanting you doesn't obligate you to want them back, that someone making a move doesn't mean you have to say yes. You get to evaluate, you get to decide, you get to choose based on what you actually want, not based on flattery, not based on scarcity, not based on, well, they're interested, so I should give them a chance. Give them a chance if you're genuinely interested, if there's genuine attraction, if there's genuine curiosity. But don't give chances out of obligation, out of guilt, out of, I should want this even though I don't. That's not fair to them. That's not fair to you. That's just wasting everyone's time. Be honest. Be clear. Be willing to say no if no is true. Even when someone's being sweet, even when they took a risk, even when saying no feels mean. Saying no when you don't want something isn't mean, it's honest. And honesty is kinder than stringing someone along out of guilt. Kinder than saying maybe when you mean no. Kinder than accepting dates you don't want to go on just because someone asked. Your no is valuable, your yes is valuable. Use both authentically. Now let's talk about if you're hoping someone makes a move. If there's someone specific you want to show interest, someone you're hoping notices you. First question, are you showing them you're noticeable? Are you creating opportunities for interaction? Are you being approachable? Are you signaling availability? Or are you just hoping they magically figure out you're interested from distance? Because that rarely works, especially with people who are cautious, who don't want to misread signals. If you want someone to make a move, make it easier for them, not by chasing, not by confessing first if that's not your style, but by being present, by being engaged, by being responsive when they reach out, by showing up in their spaces, by creating reasons to interact, by responding positively to their attempts at connection. If they text, text back. If they invite, accept. If they ask, answer. Don't play games. Don't play hard to get. Don't test them by being difficult. That doesn't create attraction, that creates frustration. And frustrated people move on. They find someone who's easier to connect with, who's more responsive, who's more available. And you don't have to chase, but you do have to show openness. You do have to signal that if they make a move, it won't be rejected immediately, that there's possibility that you're interested too. You can do that subtly through eye contact, through smiling, through engaging, through showing enthusiasm when you're around them, through asking questions, through remembering details, through showing up. All the things you want them to do those things too. Create reciprocity, create mutual effort, create shared risk. That's how healthy things develop, through both people leaning in, not one person doing all the work while the other person just evaluates. That's not attractive, that's not appealing, that's just entitled. So if you want someone to make a move, participate in creating conditions where that's possible. Be available, be responsive, be encouraging. And if they still don't make a move after you've done all that, then either they're not interested, or they're too scared, or they're not ready. And in any of those cases, the answer is move on. And don't wait forever for someone to get brave enough to approach you. Don't put your life on hold hoping someone eventually makes a move. Don't close yourself off to other possibilities because you're fixated on one person. If someone wants you, they'll show it. They'll find a way. They'll take the risk. And if they don't, that's information. That tells you what you need to know. That regardless of what they feel, they're not acting on it, and feelings without action don't matter. So take what lands here, use what serves. If someone's building toward making a move with you, you'll recognize the signs, the increased presence, the deeper conversations, the testing boundaries, the future projections, the showing up, the clear effort. All of that is building towards something.